Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video about functions for grade 9 IB Math. This is going to be our last video for this unit. In this video, we're going to showcase how to use functions in a real life example, in a practical example. So as I'm reading this example, I'm going to be highlighting or underlining the important information, and then we're going to be breaking down all the steps to how to solve it. Okay, so let's begin. Our recipe says that chicken needs to be cooked for 15 minutes per kilogram, plus an extra 40 minutes. Express the relationship between weight and cooking time using function notation. And then it asks a couple of other things. I'm not going to read them now. So I'll just look at the first thing the question is asking us to do. So before I start solving this, I'm going to process or think about my situation again. So we're cooking chicken and the rules are it's 15 minutes per kilogram. So think about it. If I'm cooking 1 kilogram, it will take 15 minutes. If I'm cooking 2 kilograms, it will take 30 minutes, double the time, all right? Plus an extra 40 minutes. So there's always an extra 40 minutes on top of however amount of chicken I'm cooking. Okay? And then the question wants us to make a function basically that relates the weight of the chicken with the cooking time that it takes to cook. Okay, so how do I begin? First of all, let's just remember that our function is always f of x equals something. And this something is going to have x in it somewhere. All right. Now, what is my input here? Because my input will be the x and my output will be the f of x. So the input will always be the thing that I'm controlling. Okay, the thing that I can change. So what's the thing that I'm controlling in this situation? It's the weight of the chicken, right? So I will just write this down here. I'll just say that x is weight of chicken. And in between brackets, I'll just remind myself it's in kilograms. All right, this is not something that you need to concern yourself with now, but as we move on later in units, you'll always have to be aware of what unit you're dealing with in any question. Okay, so x is the weight of the chicken. F, or f of x, is my cooking time. Okay, now I'm always adding 40 minutes, correct? So I'll just write this down here. It's always something plus 40, all right? Now the chicken itself, the weight of the chicken, if it's 1 kilograms, I'm doing 1 multiplied by 15 minutes to get 15 minutes, correct? If I have 2 chicken, I'm doing 2 multiplied by 15 to get 30 minutes. If it's 3 chicken, 3 multiplied by 15, and so on. So the way I'll write it here is it's 15x, as in 15 multiplied by x plus 40. So my function looks like this. F of x equals 15x plus 40. All right? If you need to, stop this video and process this first before we move on. Okay, now let's read the next part. After we express the relationship, what do they want next? Then define the domain and range. All right. So what do they mean by define the domain and range? It means they want us to say what the boundary is for x and for f of x. Now, let's start with x here. Is there a limit to how much chicken I can cook? In real life, sure there is. I can't get like 100 kilograms of chicken and cook them, but in theory, if I get a pot that's big enough, I can get 100 kilograms of chicken. I can get 1,000 kilograms of chicken, 1,000,000 kilograms. So there is no limit. There's no upper limit to how many chicken I can get. But can I get minus chicken? Can I get minus 1 chicken? That's impossible, right? So my limit here, my domain, is going to be x is anything greater than or equal to 0. So I can get 0 chicken also, but I can't get anything less than that. Okay, so this is my domain, x greater than or equal to 0. What about f of x? If you're ever confused about the range of f of x, just get your lowest x that you found, which is 0 in this case. We just said it can't be anything less than 0. So 0 is our lowest number, okay? Get that number, put it into the function, and then that will give you your range. What I mean is, I'll say f of 0 equals 15 multiplied by what I'm placing. Instead of x, I'm putting in the value of x, which is 0 this time, plus 40. Now what does that give me? Well, 15 times 0 is 0. And 0 plus 40 is 40. So that means my range can't be anything lower than 40. So my f of x is anything greater than or equal to 40. Okay, so part 1 here is done. Okay, we got the function, we found the domain and range. Okay, what does part 2 want? Find how much time it takes to cook 5 kilograms of chicken. So they want us to evaluate the function here, okay? And this is the term we use. When you are trying to find f of x, a value for f of x, by using a value of x in your function, this is called evaluating. Okay, so they gave us, in the question, the weight this time. It's 5 kilograms. So our x equals 5. So our f of, not x now, I'll just put in the value. So instead of x, I'll put in 5. So f of 5 equals 15 times 5 plus 40. So what does that give me? That gives me 60 plus 40, which is 100 minutes. So I evaluated the function for x equals 5, and I got 100 minutes. Okay, last part. Find the weight of the chicken being cooked if it takes 3 hours to cook the meal. Okay, so this is the other way around. They gave us the time to cook a meal, okay? And they're asking us to find out how much chicken, what was the weight of the chicken for this meal. So this is called solving a function. When I'm given f of x, the value of f of x, and I'm asked to find x, that's called solving the function. So what we have here is 3. Okay, well, here's one thing we need to remember. We need to change the 3 hours into minutes. That's the first thing. Why? Because our function is in minutes. It's 15x plus 40 minutes. So we have to make sure all our units are the same. Now, what is 3 hours in minutes? It's 3 times 60. So it's 180 minutes. Okay. Now we can put this into the function and say 180 equals 15x plus 40. So now we just need to solve it. And this is something you are expected to know how to do already. Okay, so first I'm going to minus 40 from both sides. Minus 40. So I get 140 equals 15x. Next step, I'm going to divide both sides by 15. Okay, so very quickly on your calculator, you can do that. 140 divided by 15. We get 9 1/3 equals x. So we just found out that for 3 hours of cooking, that's 9 1/3 kilograms of chicken. So we just solved the function for f of x equals 180, or 3 hours. That's it for this unit. Try to do as many of similar problems as this one, because it will really help you have a good grasp on functions, or at least what you need to know about functions right now. Okay? Even watch this video another time, or start it over and try to do the question on your own one time. And if you're struggling, just go ahead into the video and see some of the steps again. All right. So in the next video, we're going to be starting linear functions. I hope this video was helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.